because, hey, it took me all day to get that little money. And wow, here I am, looking like Carl Lee the Mummy.
First question, do you believe that George Bush hates black people?
In a way, I do, and in a way, I don't. Everybody is prejudiced in their own way. I think he hate more the foreigners, like from Mexico and stuff, than he do black people.
How do you believe that drugs, that cocaine gets into the black and Latino community?
You know what? I honestly think that it's something with the government, and they need to check the boats. Ain't no way you can be shipping drugs across the ocean and then actually get away with it.
Are you aware of the fact that there are more white people or Caucasian people that use cocaine than there are black people in this country?
I'm very aware of that, yes.
Why do you think it is that more black people are incarcerated in jail for drug-related crimes than white people, if more white people use it than black people?
Because a lot of black people, when they buy their drugs, they get it off the street. And then white people, on the other hand, they can just call off their phone because they have money and they can just have someone drop it off to them. They're never seen out in the street with the drugs.
Why do you think that the gas prices are so high and the gas prices raise every day? Like gas is skyrocketing, but the cost of crack cocaine is $10 and it's always been $10 since the 80s.
The cost of gas is rising because the president wants a lot of money. He's just money greedy, basically. That's what I think. He's money greedy. The reason why it's more cocaine and it's still $10 is because people are still buying it and people are still dying off of it. And like the way I figure it is, the more people that buy crack cocaine, the less people they're going to have to worry about on the street.
So are y'all doing this to obtain drugs?
I am. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I am. All my kids are grown.
Okay. I mean, still, those are your children, right?
Why my children are taking care of me. The only reason I'm doing it so I have to them tell me to do anything. So I can do what I want when I want. When I go home, it's over. So I'm the happiest motherfucker in the world right here. I don't owe no motherfucker, nobody owe me. I ain't asked no motherfucker because they don't give me no way. So me, I'm happy because I take care of myself 24 hours a day.
Well, I was working for escort service. And at the time I was with a pimp. Yeah, he's like, you're gonna do this. I'm like, I don't think I can do it, because most of the time when I would go see people, it's just sex. And that was like, what, they paid $2,000. And, they made me put my hand on my throat so I could puke on them. That's what they liked.
Really, I married a sex offender. He was a pedophile. Mm-hmm. And I had a daughter. So I feel like I was jeopardizing her life, although I was trying to be a good wife. I wasn't using drugs. Mm-hmm. But he never told me that he went to the penitentiary for 10 years for raping his first wife, child. Mm. And so that's like a heavy burden on me because that's my only little girl I got, But I ain't gonna even go into all the detail on that.
Why you got the scissors in your hand?
For protection.
Protection from who?
Other hoes, fucking guys coming up in cars. I used to be a skinhead.
Used to be a skinhead?
Yep.
Now what the fuck wants you to make you be a skinhead?
Man, I do not know.
Shit just happened?
I just met a skinhead and I just like the lifestyle and...
I will hold for some crack.
When I get so far when I'm clean, and I get scared, and I want back to the only thing that's comfortable.
I've been using drugs for about 2 years. I don't prostitute for drugs. I panhandle because, I was working, doing a little CNA, but I was trying to stay clean and I relapsed. And then I figured that I couldn't make it no more, so I had to go down here to Social Security Board and lie and try to get disability. So now that's what I'm getting. So mainly what I do is like smoke on my SSI check mostly.
The down part is I backslid from being a Christian, and drugs took over my life. It took my kids away. My mama passed. That's not an excuse, but I believe it's still some hope for me. I just got to be around positive people.
So, what's like some of the most fucked up shit you done seen people do trying to get crack, trying to get hits and shit like that?
Men with men, dogs with women, women whose daughters get out interacting with their daughters and sexual activities.
Hold on. Tell me about women with dogs. What you mean? Explain that a little bit.
Well, guy tell a woman, look, suck the dog dick. So she'll suck the man off, suck the dog penis off. Or the dog will hit her, like a man would hit her.
Do you think George Bush hates black people?
No, I wouldn't say that. I think that the federal government's involvement in the drug trade, illegal drug trade into the United States, poor, largely people of color communities is very well documented. The impacts on poor and largely people of color are largely consistent with that policy. The sentencing guidelines from police action before an arrest is made all the way through conviction leads to the larger percentage of people of color being incarcerated for drug offenses.
Do you believe that there's a legitimate war against drugs in this country?
No, I don't. I believe that there's not a legitimate war on drugs in this country because the illegal drug trade it represents hundreds of billions of dollars a year in revenue. I think that drug money is used to fund illegal military activity. I think the government continues to subsidize our use of fossil fuels through corporate welfare.
Or do you think it is that there are more major corporations receiving corporate welfare, but the face of welfare all over the news and media is once again people of color?
As long as the majority of the American public remains ignorant of what welfare is, the longer they can get away with doing it.
You know, but I do know this is getting old. You know, I want a new life. Eventually, before it's over with, I'm gonna go and get clean and do life. You know, live life on life's terms.
Everywhere you go, you're gonna see drugs. Around the corner, next to another city or state, it's drugs there. You can't run from it.
Okay. How old are you?
I'll be 36 July 31st.
And how long were you on drugs?
14 years of drugs.
Wow.
But you have to deal with things because no matter how high you get, whatever situation you're going through is going to still be there.
But I pray to God every day that I can do better. And I'm hoping that somebody will stop and help me because I really truly need some help and I'm ashamed of myself.
You think changing the city?
It really will help you because I've been to a program that says people, places, and things, and that's what gets you around, you know, keep you going. And it's true because when I did stay clean, I went back to my same old friends, and they was doing the same old thing, and it was so tempting, I couldn't help myself, so I just relapsed, and I started doing what they was doing. But mainly, I need to get back in school, too. I ain't finished high school. I only got up to an 8th grade education, you know, so I'm really burned out. I need some help, big time.
And if I see my brother out the street, didn't know who he was, I probably would have fucked him too.
For a person or a child or a teenager that wants to experience drugs, what are some of the advice that you can give them to not do it?
To be honest with you, I would tell them not to do it, but they'll continue to do it anyway because that'll make them want to do it more because of the addiction and, you know, the way the cocaine makes them want to have more and more. But I believe they need to just go out there and experience and hit rock bottom. If they catch an STD, if they get raped, if they get their ass beat real good for that shit.
Grace, how sweet thou sound to a wretch like me. I once was blind, but now I see. And it was grace that saved a wretch like me.
Do you do anything besides drugs?
Yeah.
Like?
I fight.
Please don't let nobody get you with the drug game, please. You get there one time, they're going to tell you that you want it the next day. I was inquisitive and curious. And that one time, it hit me in my arm. I never stopped since.
If you had
One thing to tell the President of the United States about drugs and the addiction to drugs, what would you tell the President?
I would tell him to keep the treatment center open and be very, very supportive. I know I let my kids down, because I know I ain't, God let me get in contact with my baby, because I prayed and asked him. You know, God is my father, and I love God with all my heart.
So now my daughter's out here doing this shit, and I wish she could see this tape whenever it's made, because she need help bad. She done got 3 prostitute babies that she carry and don't know who the baby daddies is, and all of them got drugs in them.
Why do you think George Bush hates black people?
Well, I mean, it runs in their family, man. I mean, think about it. His grandfather rather, made the weapons for the Nazis in World War II. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it just trickles on down generation. You know, I mean, they have all the money, so therefore, they look down upon us, you know. It's basically the haves and the have-nots.
Were you aware that the CIA helped bring crack cocaine into black communities in the 1980s and still today?
Oh, no doubt. I've been well aware of that. In fact, for you young cats out there listening to Rick Ross, I better do the history on that man's name.
So, do you know what a crackhead is?
Yep. A crackhead basically is a person that's basically addicted to crack from years and years of excessive crack use. Their physical appearance diminishes, their wealth diminishes, as well as their family.
Do you believe that there's really a war on drugs in the United States of America?
No, that's just a front. How is it that the CIA can pay millions and millions of dollars to have that shit brought into the country, but then at the same time say there's a war on drugs? They're using the war on drugs to lock black people up.
Are you aware that there are more cocaine users that are white than are black, but there's more black people in penitentiary right now for cocaine-related crimes?
True indeed. Matter of fact, I'm also aware of the fact that a black person who has like 5 grams of crack cocaine would do more time than a white motherfucker with 5 grams of powder cocaine, and that's not right.
But everybody in the United States is getting paid off drugs, from the White House down to the guts. Because you can't get it in unless they let it in. These drugs are being brought in through Florida, Texas, California, all of them that's right there off different coasts. We're in the middle of everything. So how is cocaine getting directly in the state of Illinois and hitting all the Chicago drug dealers? And the penitentiaries are supposed to be rehabilitating them brothers, but in reality it's not, because when they get out in the street after going through what they've been going through, they can't get a job because they got that X on the back. So they go back to what they know, hustle.
They ain't gonna let you get no job because government needs somebody to sell that shit.
What's your name?
Ronald Ross.
Oh.
I got 2 white things.
Ronald, how long you been doing drugs?
All my life. I got the life.
You born and raised over here on the south side?
Yeah. All my days. All my days. I was wondering what was wrong. I'm dying. Oh, yeah.
What made you start doing drugs?
I mean, to feel better, feel good. I mean, a high is something I'll never forget. I mean, it's been a spectacular year.
Have you been running dope and prostitution in our what I do from this point on is of no concern to yours.
You stopped running on the day you started doing.
Yeah, 1989, beer bottles and wine. I traded high school for a handful of dimes. Then dimes turn to quarters, and quarters turn to halves. Halves turn to ounces, ounces turn to cash, and cash turns daughters into hoes real fast. They trick for blood money that comes and goes in a flash. Hennessy spills from a pimp glass as I breeze past. Fiends are a terrible sight. I hustle in the night, hoping that my sins never see the day of light. I'm a candle blowing in the wind. Pain is inspiration. Memories trapped in my mind explode from my pen. Poverty is a mental place where blacks lay to waste, killing over drugs that fall from the government's plate.
I'm gonna stop this madness.
I read your writing.
I used to sell that dope. Now I'm an MC. I got the rhymes and beats. I used to sell that dope. I used to sell that dope. I used to sell that coke. Now I'm an MC. I got the rhymes and beats. I used to sell that coke. I blow a kiss to the girl from the other side of the glass. All the things I gave up, all the things I had. Greed attacks the mind, turning a genius to a dumbass. Still it was all right to that cold night. Cops kicked the door in, ready for a gunfight. She held on tight, they pulled me out of life. Threw me in a cell, I begin to write like, in this land of confusion, who offers a solution? Where rocks and blows make bankrolls to buy new clothes. And brand new clothes are better than them clothes that's old. At least I thought they was, but I'd rather be wearing floods than standing in front of this judge that ain't showing me no love. I return to the world humble and more cautious of the fumbles, knowing that with a few drops of ink I can make millions think. I used to sell that dope. Now I'm an MC.